your crypto flow bot not picking trades, your crypto flow bot taking long time to pick trades for you. Wow, today in this short video, I want to share with you how you can actually cross-check certain things to make sure your bot is picking trades. Okay, now before we dive in, a quick disclaimer: this video is just for educational and informational purposes only, and it's not intended to be used as financial advice. Make sure you do your own due diligence about crypto, and remember, crypto trading carries risk because cryptocurrency prices, they go up and down very fast. So take note of this before you do crypto trading. So, and if you have started your crypto flow bots and it's taking long time to pick trades, to the extent that even every time you check here, you see mine said active. I have one active trade running. Yours is zero, it's not picking trades. Then there are certain things you need to check out for. And also be sure to actually always read the updates, the announcement tab here. If you click there, you will always know what is going on. Crypto Flowbot, they continue to update us every now and then, anytime there's an update. Yesterday, they released this all-important announcement here. It says what? Infrastructure expansion complete. If you click on it, it's going to give you the details, and you read everything through. Infrastructure expansion complete, and why short flow now leads. You want to check there and read through everything. They actually explained. So now back to the main base. So your bot's still not picking trades. You're not seeing trades. Your bot is not picking any trades. There are certain things you want to do. Okay. First of all, if this is a major issue existing for maybe hours, for days, or whatsoever, your bot is not adding new trade, or it has not even started a trade at all. The first thing you want to do is to do what? Rebind. Okay. Rebind your API. Okay. Rebind your API. Very, very important. You need to rebind your API by simply going over to the API bind page. Here, you come over here to API binds on your crypto flow bot. You want to click there, and for example, if you are connected to Binance or Bybit or whoever exchange, though it says connected, you just click on it. You want to delete it, okay? Click on it, go down the page, and click on delete and rebind. If you click on delete and rebind, the API is going to be deleted. I am not going to delete mine because mine is working. I'm just showing you. So click on delete and rebind. Once you click on delete and rebind and your API is deleted, you want to go over to your Binance also. So you come back to your Binance or whichever exchange you are using. I'm using Binance, for example. I'm sure you have to delete your API from both the bot and the API and the Binance. So you come over here to the 3 lines menu if you're using Binance. If you're using any other exchange, whether Bybit, Kraken, or whatsoever, you go there and search for API. Okay. Come here to my profile icon and click on more services. Okay. Better still, you can even just start typing here. Okay. Search for more service more services. You can just start typing API and then look at it here. It has popped up. So you want to tap on it and then it's going to load. So once it loads, you just calm down. If you have the API that you bound previously, just calm down the page. You see it. In this case, this is mine. So you just click on delete. Once you click on delete and confirm, it will be deleted. Then you start the API binding process once again. How you did the first one, you go over once again to your crypto flow bot. Okay. You go over to your crypto flow bot and you start the entire process. Okay. So once you come over to your crypto flow bot again, you come over to API bind. Okay. You come over to API bind, whosoever it was, Binance or whatsoever. You just click on Binance or Bybit, whosoever, and if it's OKX or whatsoever, you click on it and start the API binding process. How you did the first one. This is the first one. This is the first thing to do if your bot is not picking trades. I hope this makes sense. So we move on to the other one. So the second thing you want to do if your bot is not picking trades is to clear your browser history. Okay. Clear your browser history or delete your browser history. Very, very important. What happens is that all cached sessions can hide. They can hide a healthy account behind a still screen. You just have to make sure you delete this so that you can really have access to the updated information on your account. So to do that, you need to go over, use Chrome. Okay, you need to use Chrome browser. For example, use Chrome browser to log into your crypto flow bot account. Use the browser, whatever browser you're using. Don't use the installed app. Use the browser and log into your crypto flow bot account. So right now, for example, I am down here, and what you need to do here is you see that, look at the three dots over here. Look at the three dots over there. You tap on the three dots. Once you tap on the three dots, you want to come over here to see where it says delete browsing data. You click on a delete browsing data. When you click on delete browsing is data, by default you say what? Last 15 minutes. You tap on the arrow down here. I would prefer you delete what? The last 24 hours. So you click on last 24 hours. Once you click on last, now it is selected. Come down and click on delete data. It is done. Now you can go back and log in again, even using the installed app or on your Chrome browser. Now, in most cases, even the first two things we have just done, where you do rebinding of your API, you delete the old one and bind it by making sure that you what? The IPs, okay? The IPs of Crypto Flowbot are whitelisted on your Binance. You know everything. I show everything in the video. And then also by you deleting your browser history for the past 24 hours and refreshing, these two are enough in most cases to see what your bot start picking trades soon. Okay, but if this happens still, you wait for a while, maybe so for about an hour or so, you don't see it pick trades. You can then another thing you want to do, you want to check also your capital and fuel. Okay, you want to check your capital and fuel. In Crypto Flow bot, you need what? Fuel fee. You need a fuel or gas fee on your bot for the bot to trade for you. If you don't have fuel, the bot will not trade for you, because anytime it trades for you and make any profit, you keep 80%, while the bot keeps 20%. The bot always deducts a share of the 20% from the bot account, because it cannot deduct the profit from Binance or your exchange, because it cannot withdraw from there. So you have to make sure you have fuel. How do you check you have fuel? It's really simple. On your Crypto Flow bot account, just come to assets. Okay, if you come to assets, you will see it here. Whatever you see here can be used for your gas fuel. Even if you have referrals that have activated and you receive the referral commission, the $40, $50 or whatsoever, it will come and be added here. And also, if you have team members that are trading and they are making profit and you are getting a share of the fuel fee charged by the bot, it will also be automatically added here. So everything that is here can be used as gas fuel. You want to make sure at any point in time you have at least $5 and above in your bot assets, okay, for gas fuel. Never let it go below $3, okay? Don't do that. I suggest if you are starting, you have to just make sure you add at least $10 of gas fee, of USDT extra to your bot. Remember, if it doesn't make profit, it doesn't charge, it doesn't deduct the fuel. So make sure you have at least $10 here, okay, minimum, and that is it. And then another thing you want to also make sure you check is to check that you actually have what the minimum trading capital. Here, my futures, it is showing I have over $400, but right now some is in trade, and you can see $383. You should have at least $50 of trading capital in your Binance. You want to check there, okay? So right now, for example, you go to your Binance and you confirm. You just check. Once you come to your Binance account, you want to check and make sure if you have money in your futures, so that the bot can trade for you. Like I'm saying, the first two are enough really to make sure this is done. You come to your Binance and you come to trade. Once you come to trade, you always see futures. Okay? If you come to trade, you will see futures. Or if you're on your home page, you just tap on futures. You just tap on futures. Even if you come down, you will see your balance here available. You see your balance here. Or better still, you come to assets. Okay? You come down here to assets. And the assets, once you're on assets, then look top there, you see futures. You click on futures. You will see what you have here. Okay? See that there's enough. So this shouldn't be a problem. Is that okay? So the fourth thing is to what? Confirm your strategy is active. Okay? Confirm your strategy you have chosen is active. If you have chosen to go by what? Let me turn this off. If you want to trade, go auto futures or go auto spot. Make sure this button is turned on. You click on it and choose either balanced, aggressive, or conservative. Then you tap on confirm and turn on. Is that okay? You need to make sure you do this. Or if you are using a strategy, a custom strategy, make sure you come here and trade the strategy. If you are on short flow, make sure you come down and check. Make sure your bot is on, as running. In this case, look at this. This bot is not running, so you have to turn it on. Okay? And when you go back and refresh, you will see it is now running. Or better still, if you're using the steady flow, you come to strategy, and then you can switch profile, okay? You can switch profile. Click on here to switch profile. And if you're on the steady flow, you make sure it is on steady flow. As it's on steady flow, switch anyway. Let me refresh and show you this. Now that it is on your partition, you go down the page and make sure long is turned on. Maybe the market is in long position. The market is moved, it's bullish. You want to make sure on long is on. You turn it on. And also make sure the bot is not paused. Turn it on. Click here to turn it on. Then you refresh. Come down again. So now, because I've chosen the steady flow, I make sure long is on, short is on, smart DCA is on, custom bot running is on. If all this should be on, then it should be trading. Okay? Now let's go back. Now, and one thing you should take notice, all this must be correct, okay? You turn on the custom mode, everything, or go full auto, and everything is really running. But your bot is still not picking trades fast. Yes, it's normal. Per the new update they released after the infrastructure upgrade, they have made it clear that the steady mode, okay, both the steady mode and the full auto mode, they have what? They trade on only a total of 63 coins. But after these 63 coins, we have thousands of coins out there, but they trade on only 63 coins. And after the 63 coins, before the bot enters into trade, auto trade for any of this, either full auto or the steady mode, it already analyzes if you have within 10 coins, it analyzes what? Up to 10 coins, only 1 to 2 coins always are always validated for trading. So you can imagine, so it's not trading a lot of coins. Because of that, you don't expect it to be picking trades fast, because it validates the coin. After the 63 in total, it still validates them. Very stringent process. So if your bot is not picking trades, there might not be any fault. It would be because of the strategy you have chosen. So maybe ask them, then what do I do for my bot to be picking trades fast? We recommend you go what? We recommend you switch to what? Short flow. But hey, take note here, you need to have at least $1,000, $1,000. This is the most aggressive. The short flow, you just have to come over here to, sorry, I'm not going there. You just have to come over here to strategy. So if you want your bot to be trading fast, picking trades fast, then you have to try and get to the short flow. Because the short flow, it currently has trades what? 300 coins. You see that 300 coins as compared to 63. You can imagine the short flow, that's why it's picking trades fast. So you want to switch there, get some good capital. If you have up to $1,000, then you can switch that on. So you come to strategy, okay? You come to strategy here. Here, you see that here is by default it's on steady flow. You come to switch profile. You switch profile. You see it on steady flow. You come here and click on short flow. Okay? And you refresh. So now the short flow is on. You see that short flow, short only, very powerful. So if you have at least if you have like $1,000, $1,000 or whatever, you just come and turn this on. This bot is going to actually manage your risk very well, because it has got a custom leverage, only using 3x and then 3% of your capital per partition. If you're using $1,000, it's going to put what? So this is a very intelligent bot here. It's going to put what? If you have 1,000K, for example, you're going to put what? And select this. It's going to trade 5 coins for you by putting a maximum of what? $200 per coin. And in each coin that it enters, it's going to short the market. For coins that have what? Risen to the highest level, it will short them. When they start what? Coming down, it will start flowing profit for you. So you do that, it's going to put what 2% of that into trade. 2% of your 200, that be what? That's $6. Then it's going to put what multiply by 3, that's 3x. So it's going to use what $18 and enter. Then it will start shorting for you. It's very aggressive. Once you choose that, you come down and turn this on pump fade engine. Don't put on the stop loss. If you do that, you'll be hitting stop loss fast. That's why it reserves more capital to protect your position. So come here and click on this. You are done. You come back here. If you come back here, you will see that it shows your custom. That is it. So if you do all this and still you don't get anything, if nothing is working, you can send support at cryptoflowsignals.com, and then so check below this video comment section for a WhatsApp group link. Okay.